Very good morning, students. In previous lectures, we are end up with or we are discuss with your very first chapter, habitat and niche. In these lectures, we are discussed about habitat, their concept, and their types. In concept, we discussed the definition and the other aspects of habitat, and next one is the types of habitat. In types of habitat, we discussed four types of habitat. First one is freshwater habitat, second marine water habitat, terrestrial habitat, and the estuaries with their characteristic stratification and the zones of each habitat. Okay, and then next is the ecological niche. In ecological niche, we discussed the types of ecological niche and the concept of ecological niche, and next one is the ecological niche width, or we can call it as width, and the overlap means niche overlap. With the help of diagrams, we discussed the niche width and the niche overlap. We discussed in depth in a very first chapter. We are end up with this first chapter, and the your very next chapter is the ecological interactions. Okay, before this ecological interactions, we are discussed what is the interactions, means why interaction is needful for the living organism. Because of why the interaction is very helpful for some species, and some species are harmful also. Why? There is a less availability of the food and space, light, and the other factors depending upon the living organism. They interact with each other for their survival. If food availability is less, so there is a high competition in that habitat, or we discussed in the ecological niche. Okay, in ecological niche, we discussed that no species are living together in a same habitat, because possibility of increasing the competition in two species. So in interaction, two species are living in a same microhabitat or same habitat, then there is a competition, and there is a zero competition is also, because of why their types of food or the mode of food or nutrition or living place is different, so there is no any competition in between two species. And some of the habitat having a high competition in same habitat, because the food of the species living in a same habitat is same, means food is similar, so there is a high competition in that place. In ecological interaction, species are interacted with each other for their benefits, means one is depending upon other for their space, for their food, and their other requirements. So in ecological niche, one by one we discussed in depth. In ecological niche, there is a it is broadly divided into three types, or it is characterized or differentiated into three. One is mutualism, means there is two type of competition, means interactions. One is positive interaction, second one is the negative interaction. Why we can call it as a positive interaction or the negative interaction? Because positive interaction means there is no harm to the living organism or another species. So there is no harm, so it is a positive interaction. The interaction between the two species having no harm, or they are benefited to each other. So we will call it as a positive interaction. And in a negative interaction, where the one is harmful and another is servile, so there is a competition in the negative interaction. So these are broadly divided into interaction, broadly divided into two, where first is positive interaction, second one is the negative interaction. One by one we are discussing in detail. In positive interaction, there is a mutualism and the commensalism. Okay, mutualism means where the both species are beneficial, means no one is harmful in this mutualism, in positive interaction. So both species are interacted with each other and they live in single place, or they live in a same place, but they are helping each other to survive. Both are survive and use their food, space and the other living things, but they doesn't harm each other. So that's why we can call it as a mutualism. So in mutualism, both are beneficial to each other. In mutualism, there are two types of mutualism. First one is the obligate mutualism. Second one is the facultative mutualism. In the obligate mutualism, there is a close association between two species. There is a close association between two species, where two living species living together, but they are helpful to each other. There is no harm, as we discussed in mutualism. There is obligate mutualism. They both are living in a close association. The close association means where in obligate mutualism, the term symbiosis is perfectly matched with this obligate mutualism, where both are living together and they are helping each other for their survival. Okay. In obligate mutualism, the symbiosis is termed derived from D. Barry in 1879. The term symbiosis is very much similar to the obligate mutualism. The D. Barry in 1879 derived this term, the symbiosis. In obligate mutualism, example of this obligate mutualism is the nitrogen fixation bacteria in root nodules, means consider this is a plant where the root nodules in this leguminous plant, where these legume plants having the root nodules having the nitrogen fixing bacteria. Here in legume plants, where the nitrogen fixing bacteria make the root nodules, sorry, making the root nodules. This nitrogen fixing bacteria making these root nodules and live into their nodules. So in these nodules, after that, the nitrogen fixing bacteria releases nitrogen to the soil, and these nitrogen are useful for the leguminous plant. So both bacteria and this plant interacted with each other. So both are beneficial. Bacteria living in a root nodule. So in root nodule they releases the nitrogen into the soil. The soil having nitrogen used by legumes. So both are beneficial. No one is harmed because of they are living in the same habitat or in the same place. Okay, this is the best example of the obligate type of mutualism. Then second example is lichens plant. If you know the lichens plant, where there is a fungal threads. There is a fungal threads. There is a fungal threads made by the fungus. This fungus having these fungal threads. What fungus is doing here? Fungus absorb the inorganic material. This fungus absorb the inorganic material from surrounding environment or from the soil. He absorbs the inorganic material and this inorganic material transferred to the plants. But these lichens plants absorb this from fungal threads. What fungus doing? He absorb the inorganic material from soil and fungus releases their inorganic material to the lichens. So fungus live on the fungus threads. So lichens having no any harm, and lichens beneficial because the inorganic material take from this fungus. So fungus releases inorganic material to the lichens. So both are beneficial for each other. So there is no any harm to the species. Both species having beneficial in case of this obligate type of mutualism. Then next one is the facultative type of mutualism. Next one is the facultative type of mutualism. We can call it as a proto-cooperation. Means they are living in a cooperative in manner. Means as we discussed the obligate type of mutualism, where the both are beneficial and living in a same habitat. But in case of the facultative type of mutualism, where cooperation is there but not it is obligatory. means not as like that. Obligative, facultative is different and the obligative is different. Then the example of this facultative mutualism is the sea anemone attached to the shell of hermit crab. Okay. The sea anemone attached to the shell of hermit crab. Sorry for that. Then we are discussing about the facultative type of mutualism. In that, there is two organisms. They are cooperative for their protection, for their food. In the facultative type of mutualism. In this, the example of this facultative mutualism is the sea anemone. Sea anemone attached to the shell of hermit crab. What sea anemone doing? He is attached to the shell of hermit crab. So how they are beneficial to each other? In case of hermit crab, where sea anemone carried by this hermit crab for fresh feeding of sea anemone, and the fresh feeding of sea anemone carried by the shell of hermit crab, where the shell of hermit crab used for the protection purpose of this sea anemone, means there is a protection, and where the hermit crab also get protection from the enemies. So they are cooperative for each other, because hermit crab having shell, sea anemone attaches to the shell. Because of attachment, hermit crab is going protected from the enemies. So they are depending upon each other for their protection, where the facultative mutualism takes place. Then next one is the commensalism. In commensalism, literally meaning table together, means commensalism where one is benefit and another is not benefited, but another is not harmed. Means one species, this is the one species, first species, and this is the second species, where one is benefited, where one species is benefited and second is not benefited. Second one is not benefited but not harmed also. But they both are survival. Both are survived, but one is benefited and second is not benefited nor suffered. Okay, in case of commensalism, one is benefited and second one is not benefited but not in suffer, and they are depending upon each other. Okay, then the example of this commensalism is the plants orchids. If you see if this tree having the orchids, having these orchids, but this tree support to the orchids. This tree support to the orchids. Tree as their host plant. Tree as their host plant. Then these orchids get its home from this tree. Tree is the home of these orchids. Okay, orchids living on the host tree throughout the life, but he doesn't harm to that tree. These orchids doesn't have any harm to the tree. So this is called as a commensalism. Means one is benefited. Who is beneficial here? Orchids are the beneficiaries and the tree is the host. Where tree is not having any harm and tree provides its home to the orchids. Means here orchids are the beneficial to the beneficial from the tree. Okay, then next are the next example is the woody climbers. Means these are the second example is the woody climbers gives support from the trees, where woody climbers attached or live their life or survive on the trees. Then woody climbers get their own home as like the orchids. So as like orchids, woody climbers get support or get home from the tree, where woody climbers are the beneficiaries and trees are neither beneficial or nor harm. Means they will not get any harm from the woody climbers. So both are cooperative for each other. So that's why this is called as the commensalism, and examples are the orchids attached to the tree, and the another is the woody climbers attaches to the tree and they are not get any harm for trees. So they are survival, both are survival, and there is no competition in between these two species. Then next one is the we are discussing the positive interaction, where mutualism, in mutualism where obligate mutualism and the facultative mutualism, and in positive interaction the commensalism is also takes place. The next one is the negative interaction. Why it is called as negative interaction? Where one of the species is harmed, means one species harmed and one is beneficial. There is two species. Two species here. One is beneficial and second one is the harm. Here, one is beneficial, he survived throughout life, and one is harmed, where the species is going to extinct from that place. Where one is beneficial, second one is harmed, where one is survived throughout life and second one is going to extinct from that habitat or from that living organism, living environment. In this two species having high competition, a very high competition takes place. Very high competition takes place in negative interaction. In negative interaction, we are discussing about this parasitism. Parasitism means in parasitism there is a interspecific or intraspecific. Parasitism means both species are in a same community is called as intraspecific parasitism, and both species are from different living community, then we can call it as a interspecific parasitism. In this there are two types of parasitism. There is the ectoparasites and the endoparasites, means where the endoparasites having means the endoparasites means the parasites living inside the living organism, or in case of ectoparasites where the parasites living outside from the living organism's body. And after that there is a permanent parasites or parasitors and the temporary parasites, where the parasites live throughout life. Example is the Taenia solium and the tapeworm. They are living in a intestine of human or the living organism throughout life, so we can call it as permanent parasites, and where there is one organism is having harmed and one is beneficial, where they one parasite is totally depending upon the host, means host is harmed and the parasite is beneficial, so that's we can call it as a negative competition. In this the competition is very high, where the food or the space is available in very less, so competition is very high. In case of parasitors living in a temporary, means where we can example of the temporary parasitism, where the female mosquito bite and they suck the blood, and where the female mosquito releases the vectors, or they releases the diseases for spreading of diseases. In case of mosquito, these are the temporary type of parasitism. So the host is harmed due to infection, means mosquito releases the infection to the host. So the role of the mosquito is temporary. So one is beneficial, means mosquito is a beneficiary here, and the host is harmed by the mosquito. It is a temporary type of parasitism, and the permanent is the, in case of human, the intestine having inside the body, we can call it as endoparasites, where the Taenia solium and the tapeworm is living inside the body of living organism, so it survives throughout life, so we can call it as a permanent type of parasitism. Okay, then next one is the where high competition is there, where the competition is high. So there are two principles, where first one is the exclusion principle and second one is the character displacement, where in exclusion principle we can draw a diagram, where in exclusion principle, as we discussed in the niche width and the niche overlap, where living organism where in a same habitat, where in exclusion principle both are living together, there is a high competition. There is a high competition in that place. Because of why? Sharing of food material, the same food material is means it takes place in that place. So there is a high competition in that place in the same habitat. So the competition is very high. Then exclusion takes place where in case of second type of living organism, where there is no any kind of competition, means zero competition takes place in that place. It is called as the width. It is called as the width, and there is no competition, so no overlap takes place in that place. It is called as the exclusion principle. Then next one is the character displacement. Next one is the character displacement. Displacement means they are naturally selected their food after they living in a same habitat. In that case, where before selection of their food or their space, the competition is high. This is first species, this is second species. Here before selection there is a not selected by select its food or the space occupied by the living organism, where primarily initially there is a competition between two species, but after selection, what will happen after selection? After natural selection or after selection, the character displacement takes place in that place. Here, first species get their own food and they select, after selection means they select their food space. So in that case, character displacement means what? Where this first species and this second species, after selection, first species get their own food, own space and their requirements. So after selection, they get their new food things, this food, space and light. And second species also get their food space. So character is displaced there. In case of this, after selection, character is displaced there. So there is a less competition in that place. Okay, in a same habitat. In case of this, after selection, the competition is very less because they select their food and the space. So competition is less in the same habitat. Okay, this is the whole idea of ecological interaction. You have to state where question comes from this ecological succession. You have to discuss, or you have to write the broadly two type of interactions. First is positive interaction. In positive interaction, there is a mutualism. In mutualism, there is a in mutualism there is a obligate mutualism and the facultative mutualism, and after that is the commensalism. you have to give examples of obligate and facultative mutualism, and next one is the commensalism in positive interaction, and then next is the negative interaction, where you have to explain the what is parasitism, and in that where the ectoparasite and the permanent and the temporary type of parasites and how they are interrelated with each other and how it is harmful for each other. You have to explain it. And the next one is the competition in this interaction, where you have to explain the exclusion principle with the help of graph, and then the character displacement as we discussed. You have to draw two types of graphs here. First one is the before selection, where competition is high, and after selection of that living organisms, space and the food. So you have to draw two types of graph, where in a character displacement, where in same habitat there is a less competition after the selection by species. You have to explain in detail. Okay, then thank you. We will meet tomorrow.